Parades of workers have deep roots in America's history, both to celebrate labor and to assert workers' rightful place in society. On September 5, 1882, workers in New York City, drawing on the traditions of labor picnics, parades, and picket lines, held a parade and celebration that is now considered the nation's first official Labor Day. By the 1880s, America's industrial workers, men, women, and children, were laboring 12 to 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, frequently in unsafe conditions for starvation wages. In New York and other large cities, many workers lived in overcrowded, unsanitary tenements, where apartments consisted of one or two small rooms in which families lived out every aspect of daily life. Clotheslines strung across streets and alleys, filled with family laundry, were a constant feature of tenement life. Child labor was a serious concern for working-class families who wanted their children to have an education but couldn't afford schooling and needed their children's income for family survival. Many young boys and girls labored in factories and sweatshops, while others, like these newsboys, worked on the streets. Many women, especially those with small children, earned their living at home, working in tenement industries for shockingly low piece rates. Many children, some extremely young, labored long hours beside their mothers, as did these children who were making paper flowers. By 1880, many of America's workers were enmeshed in a system that exploited their labor, their time, and their health. Yet their unions were growing and gave them pride in their work and hope for the future. In January 1882, the Knights of Labor and the Tailors Union of New York City came together to establish a citywide organization known as the Central Labor Union. They called for fair wages, safe working conditions, the 8-hour day, and an end to child labor. On September 5th of that year, the Central Labor Union held what we now regard as the first Labor Day parade, in order to show the strength and esprit de corps of the trade and labor organizations. Conservative newspapers like the New York Tribune described the parade as subversive, but the labor-friendly New York Sun devoted several columns to an enthusiastic description of events. Well over 10,000 workers sacrificed a day's pay to participate. Most union locals were led by a band or drum corps. A military band escorted 400 jewelers. Another band led 60 decorative masons dressed in yellow aprons. As the marchers passed along Canal Street, hundreds of seamstresses hung out the windows of their factories, cheering the procession, blowing kisses, and waving their handkerchiefs. The marchers displayed hundreds of banners, many bearing political slogans. Among the messages were these: all men are born alike and equal. 8 hours, a legal day's work. Labor built this republic, labor shall rule. Let labor unite. Children at school and not in factories. And to the workers should belong the wealth. The messages on some banners were aimed directly at the upcoming November elections. One banner read, "Vote the labor ticket, party hacks to the rear." And a weather forecast for Election Day said, indications November 7th, cold day for politicians. In November, labor turned out and voted Democrats into office, including Grover Cleveland as the governor of New York. The spirit of that Labor Day quickly swept across the nation, and states soon began to pass legislation to legalize the holiday. In 1894, Congress made Labor Day a national holiday to be celebrated on the first Monday of September. After World War II, with the growth of the suburbs, Labor Day gradually turned more toward backyard barbecues and long weekend getaways. But in recent years, many towns have revived community celebrations, complete with parades of today's workers and the remembrance of those who first fought for workers' rights, fair wages, and safe working conditions, and whose sacrifices brought us the weekend. And today, as in 1882, a strong showing in Labor Day parades and celebrations continues to remind politicians of the collective power of the nation's workers, whose labor creates everything.
In 2015, the Northwestern Pennsylvania Area Labor Federation revived the Labor Day Parade in Erie, Pennsylvania after a 28-year lapse. Today, because of the concerns for the health and safety of the members of organized labor, our friends and community partners, and the members of our community, we decided to create a virtual Labor Day Parade instead. With the help of Community Access Media, we took the video footage from the 2015 through 2019 Labor Day parades and created a video montage of all of the units throughout the years. We stripped away the audio and incorporated labor music of 3 union singer-songwriters in the soundtrack. We give a special thanks to Ann Feeney, Mike Stout, and Tom Breiting for sharing their songs with us. We give thanks to all of those in the video montage and remind them our next Labor Day Parade is scheduled for Monday, September 6, 2021. We hope all of labor and our supporters will join us then. Please enjoy the following video montage honoring and recognizing the American labor movement and their contributions to the prosperity and economic strength of our nation.
I was listening to my radio, a news report from Louisville. American Express thought it might build a factory to make and track their credit cards. 2,000 jobs for honest and hard-working folk who'd never used the cards they make all day. But they wouldn't pick a city for their plant until they asked a question I recall from way back when. Head of conflict and subversion, they asked every working person, are you now or have you ever been? Are you now or have you ever been a member of a union? Are you now or have you ever been? I never thought I'd see the day I'd hear those words come round again. Are you now or have you ever been? Hard at work but soft on unions, that's the average Louisvillian. American expressly stated in their press release. Our site selection test committee recommends another city where business rolls in profits and the unions rest in peace. And every day that question sounds a little more familiar as another union battle flag descends. Ask any airline traffic tracker, millwright, miner, or meat packer, are you now or have you ever been? Are you now or have you ever been a member of a union? Did your mother, father, uncle, cousin wear a union pin? I never thought I'd see the day I'd hear those words come round again. Are you now or have you ever been? Corporate planners dutifully bought the folks of Louisville a one-way nowhere fare on the American Express. Will we leave the driving to the bosses, make concessions, take the losses? This union's got the disappearing railroad blues, unless we dare to use the power we've been sitting on for years. We're strong enough to call their bluff, my friend. Just take your lousy plant and shove it. Yes, I'm union, damn proud of it. I am now and I have always been. Are you now or have you ever been a member of a brothers and your sisters? Will you struggle to be free? When the question comes around, will you stand in solidarity? Oh, I am now and I will always be. Are you now or have you ever been a member of a union? Are you now or have you ever been?
The ones after the disaster, the first always to arrive. So many times the only lifelines to the injured still alive. The fearless, peerless heroes digging through the ash. The nameless brave out to save the victims of the blast. When danger reigns inside the flames that light the poison skies, there they are, our shining stars on the job, saving people's lives. Where tornadoes rip and strip, big forest fires blaze, hurricanes blow, hot lava flows, winds of winter's rage. Flood waters roar like never before, explosions light the sky. At car crashes and deadly clashes, where the bombs and the bullets fly. Inside the traps when walls collapse, when the ship is going under. In the killing pits where danger sits, look yonder, you'll see the first responders. In a deep part of the heart, where courage conquers fear, through the keyhole of the soul, there the volunteers appear. The best when things are worse, they're always putting others first. Their duty to serve no force can put asunder. The first responder, a human wonder. The first responder. When sirens warn of a coming storm, the reaper's seed is sown. While others run for cover, they head to the danger zone. A burning home, a broken bone, a stroke or a heart attack. With first aid in hand, these women and men got each other's backs. In the pits of hell, their love excels as they dig for those gone under. In the face of death, they become the best we have to offer. The first responder. Oh, it's an honor to salute the first responder. Where the twines of oneness bind and the drums of the spirits beat, in the veins where goodness reigns and flows so bittersweet. When woe and trouble flare, you'll see these selfless warriors there. In the face of every catastrophe and blunder, you'll find the first responder. Oh, it's an honor to salute the first responder. Yes, it's my honor to salute the first responders.
Working at this job is dirty and dangerous, and I'm taking risks anyway. Oh, if I had the time and the proper equipment, I could do my job safely each day. Everybody here says they're sticklers for safety, and I'm not here to say that they lie. My my fingers and toes. I wanna hear those cheers at both of my ears when my working days come to a close. Work that I do here is dangerous enough, don't you rush me, and I'm telling you why. We just come to work here, we don't come to die. Now while you're up there talking in an air-conditioned office on a telephone that's OSHA approved, go on and tell me how much you've been spending on safety. Pardon me, I'm not moved. There's only one way to put an end to the slaughter. Just look your boss right in the eye and say, we just come to work here, we don't come to die. We sat still through 8 years of Reagan, watched OSHA brought down to its knees. Saw lots of union busting and watched our plants rusting while our jobs were shipped overseas. 60,000 workers that we buried last year found the cost of doing business too high. We just come to work here, we don't come to die.
We're nursing as fast as we can. We're running with bandages and bedpans. Our patients are sicker, the discharges are quicker, the reasons are slicker why we can't afford more nurses who are nursing as fast as we can. And more cuts in nursing are planned. Oh, the loads don't get lighter and the staffing is tighter, and we're nursing as fast as we can. Your anxiety's legitimate, I'll grant. You've been admitted for a liver transplant. You watch the nurses scurry, everybody's in a hurry. You've just begun to worry that we won't have time for you. Our time is limited, you must understand. We can't do right by you within our budget. Your insurance plan's so tight that you can't even spend the night. We've got to send you home to do the best you can. Meanwhile, we're nursing as fast as we can. We're running with bandages and bedpans. The patients are sicker and the discharges are quicker. The reasons are slicker why we can't afford more nurses who are nursing as fast as we can. And more cuts in nursing are planned. Though the schedule's obnoxious and the pace is preposterous, we're nursing as fast as we can. I feel I must apologize to you. You messed your bed and had to lie in doo-doo. I was very busy, I was running in a tizzy. I over-optimistically thought I'd get back to you, but I had 7 other patients too. One of them was bleeding in his pillow. When priorities were reckoned, it was you who came in second. First was all that I had time to do. Meanwhile, we're nursing as fast as we can. We're running with bandages and bedpans. The patients are sicker and the discharges are quicker. The reasons are slicker why we can't afford more nurses who are nursing as fast as we can. And more cuts in nursing are planned. Though infections are spreading and mistakes we are dreading, we are nursing as fast as we can. We worry for our patients, yes we do. They come to us much sicker than they used to. We know we need trained nurses, but the bosses watch their purses. When it's patient safety versus profit, we know what they'll do. Nurses who are registered must go. They hire nurses' aides because they're cheaper. They should know for patients' sake that this could be a grave mistake, but it's a chance they'll take to save a little dough. Meanwhile, we're nursing as fast as we can. We're running with bandages and bedpans. What's in them is stinking, just like management's thinking, as our standards are sinking, while the risks we take are rising like the salaries for those at the top. This misallocation must stop. Our superfluous superiors sit upon their posteriors in the comfy interiors of their offices and lounges while we're nursing as fast as we can. We must find a way to demand that patients won't be dying, cause some corporations trying to cut nursing as fast as they can. Single payer friends, the only real plan.
I am a union miner, and I work all night and day. I am a union miner, I'll mine your coal for union wage. At 17, I left my home for this country's flag. I fought the war. By 21, in my hometown, I weren't welcome in the Legion Hall no more. Because I am a union miner, and I work all night and day. I am a union miner, I'll mine your coal for union wage. And for that wage I'll lay my life when I march down from Marmot, armed with my Colt and Winchester, a red bandana tied about my neck. I am a union miner, and I'll work all night and day. I am a union miner, I'll mine your coal for union wage. Strong, I'll make my stand. My union brothers all there with me. We ain't coming home to Sheriff Chafin. It's hanging from a sour apple tree. I am union miner, and I work all night and day. I am a union miner, I'll mine your coal for union wage. I'll mine your coal for union wage.
clean, act like nothing's wrong. When you looked into the crystal ball of truth and honesty, seen the hard rain that's gonna fall with this brutality. Your only choice, raise your voice, let the song be sung, and go on just one day longer. Seen the dirt, rust, injustice, pain and hurt, felt the scourge outside. When you seen the swarms of deadly storms, it's obvious we're being warned. There's no place to run and hide. When you see through the giant lies, the bogus fairy tales that burst, you hear the cries and realize it's only getting worse. Well, keep your eye upon the prize, try to right some wrong, and go on just one day longer, and fight on just one day longer. Great rocker from the Midwest once said way back then, I fight authority, authority always wins. Every time they win I learn a little bit more and grin. Suck it all up, get back up, ready to fight again. The dead-end road, seen the souls left in the cold, stared into the abyss. When you've seen the fiends pulling the strings, the evil things behind the scenes, ignorance is no longer bliss. When your hand's been on the clutch, your bus is burning down the track. Your heart and soul been touched so much there ain't no turning back. Someday I'm gone like a setting sun, till the day has finally come. I'll go one day longer, I'll fight on just one day longer. Sing this song just one day longer. I'll go on just one day longer. a dangerous place when you work outside. Every still, it's the same damn thing. Workers get killed, the bell gets rang. 150 a day, you know it ain't right. For the dead we will pray, for the living we'll fight. So get with the times, take up the cause, quadruple the fine, people beef up the laws. They came to work, they didn't come to die. Do what you gotta do to keep these workers alive. I'll keep 'em safe and alive. I'll keep 'em safe and alive. I'll keep 'em safe and alive. Safe and alive. Safe and alive. Safe and alive.
From West Virginia and Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Indiana, Tennessee, we gathered by that great riverside and stood in solidarity. And beyond the shadow of a corporate building with its steel and shining glass, we found an open sky over this land of the free and a dream within our grasp. Just working class heroes who came to remind them it's we who pay the freight. We bear the hard times and we shoulder the strain, and we're charged by the weight. But wherever two or three gather in his name, that's where justice will be. And so it is, we sought a higher court and received an answer to our plea. So here's to every hard-working soul and the promise that brought us here. I believe justice could carry the day one day, and now it's here. And I still believe it's true, we might all have to live to fight another day. And if so, we'll find strength and power and justice in the UMWA, and in its brothers and sisters who together with the unions forever stand, till each struggle is won and there's justice for the workers in every land. So here's to every hard-working soul and the promise that brought us here. I believe justice could carry the day one day, and now it's here. So here's to every hard-working soul and the promise that brought us here. I believe justice could carry the day one day, and now it's here.
I'll let you in on a secret that every scoundrel knows. Whether he's perched on a pulpit or wrapped in a flag that glows, there ain't no savior to break bad behavior, no great judgment day in the sky. I've got the answer to corporate cancer, all truth-dodging dancers in high places without a soul. 'Cause I took a poll, let their heads roll, let their heads roll, down the long scroll of all that they stole. Thousands have died on the scapegoat chair fried for the pride of those crooks in control. Let their heads roll, let their heads roll. While you were working, those schemers were jerking your fences down. It's open season on Dreamers, they've posted the signs year round. Let's get together and chew through the tether that ties us to their savage rules. We've got the visions, we'll make the decisions, we'll conquer collisions with fools, trade their abacus beads for organic heirloom seeds. Let their heads roll, let their heads roll into a hole darker than coal. Now you get your head above waters of red, they'll nail lead to your threadbare shoe soles. Let their heads roll, let their heads roll. All of the guards in the watchtower now on the Judas clock. All ships with angel wing prows bringing mercenaries to dock. Meanwhile our children are shielding the buildings that shelter their very own doom. Dad and the bride don't assist suicide, save your daughter from her brutal groom with her birthright in hock and her mouth full of sock. Let their heads roll, let their heads roll. Don't look so droll, we can use them to bowl. Now why waste your time waving street corner signs if you're just gonna do what you're told? Let their heads roll, let their heads roll. This is for swindled indigenous folks treated off their lands. This is for innocent blacks slammed in cells by the crew-cut clan. For all those who question the sneering suggestion that we're some superior tribe. And for every hemp smoker in jail for some joker who's drunk at the country club bragging about maximum time 'cause he's so tough on crime. This is for all teenage girls who met alley abortion deaths. This is for all small town boys crucified for their choice of sex. This is for project and trailer park kids who sought hope in the service and died. And for all union martyrs who bled for the charters that brought us the right that the rich fought so hard to deny. And because they still try, let their heads roll, let their heads roll down the long scroll of all that they stole. For what's theirs to protect, let them risk their own necks. Want a war, send the rich and they're old. Let their heads roll, let their heads roll, let their heads roll, let their heads roll. In In labor's glorious history was many a union maid who stood up to the bosses, so staunch and unafraid. Molly Jackson, Mother Jones fought for a better way, but let's sing of Fanny Sellens and remember her today. All over Pennsylvania, Fanny spread the Union word. In the coalfields and the company towns, her voice of hope was heard. United we will bargain, but divided we must beg. Fanny Sellens spread the dreams of the UMWA. A widow with 4 children, toiling 80 hours a week, found time to fight injustice and bring power to the meek. She fought with tireless energy, no duty would she shirk. Though murderers got short her life, we carry on her work. In the company slums of Ducktown in the summer of 19, an unarmed striking miner was gunned down by deputies. When Fanny cried out, spare his life, they shot her down as well, and hundreds watched in horror as this fearless woman fell. Now the ones who gave the orders faced no charge of any sort, and the men who pulled the triggers were acquitted by the court. But when companies own the courthouse, justice fails for you and me. So let's work like Fanny Sellens now for true equality. A widow with 4 children, toiling 80 hours a week, found time to fight injustice and bring power to the meek. She fought with tireless energy, no duty would she shirk. Though murderers got short her life, we carry on her work.
We are the working class, we're here to say we are the unions and we're not going away. Living wage injustice is what we're about. Strength in our numbers is what gives us our clout. We're gonna rise, we're gonna rise, we're gonna organize. We're gonna fight, fight till we win, then do it again. Backwards ain't an option, them days are gone. When we're together, every one of us is strong. Hey, Mr. Corporate Man, you can't keep us down. When solidarity is what we're about. We're gonna rise, we're gonna rise, we're gonna organize. We're gonna fight, fight till we win, then do it again. We're gonna fight until we win. We're gonna rise, we're gonna rise, we're gonna organize. We're gonna fight, fight till we win, then do it again. United we stand, divided we fail. Sit on our ass and we'll end up in hell. We'll never stay down, we'll never say die. No justice, no peace is our battle cry. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. We are the working class, every creed and race. We're international all over the place. We'll fight to organize for workers to be free. We have the power.